I came across your profile where you're talking about a marketing strategy. And since we've been covering marketing strategy on the show, I wanted to highlight it and bring it to a larger audience. So the strategy is called the marketing pinball machine.
Correct. Yes.
Now, there's a lot you can infer from that. I'm really excited. I think what it does is challenge the notion of the funnel.
100%. I started at Martha Stewart Living Omnimedia. I think she essentially pioneered the concept. So you think about the traditional funnel, you put 100 in the top and you want to get 20 out of the bottom, right? You could essentially control to a large degree the order in which a customer would experience your brand, your message, whatever it is you're selling, awareness, engagement, et cetera, down to retention. And even just the way it looks, how retention is, it's like where it's falling out if you really are thinking about a funnel. And there's just something inherently wrong about that. Now, you don't know where the customer is going to experience you for the first time because they're everywhere. They're seeing TikTok videos by micro influencers, they're word of mouth, maybe it could be a paid YouTube advertisement. The traditional methods are still there, but there's so many more places we are getting bombarded with new information. So you have to be ready to catch the customer at every point. And you have to make sure that when you do catch them wherever they are, they get an authentic, clear experience of what your brand is. The idea of this kind of circling, bouncing around pinball comes into play. You just have to control what you can control, keep the ball moving around.
Let's stick with the pinball machine metaphor.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So the pinball machine is branded. It's like rock and roll, or it's Tron, or it's Kiss, whatever it is. I have not been near a pinball machine in a very long time, but let's just say they're branded. They
right.
draw you in.
Right.
Kind of a slot machine, right? There's heavy visuals and there's a customer attraction. So if that is equivalent to the brand,
correct.
That envelope, that visual, that excitement that draws you in is the brand, then inside the machine are all of the communication touch points.
Right.
And there's nothing worse than when the ball goes up and comes straight down and the little thingies miss it and it just comes out. And in a way, maybe that's a metaphor for really bad email marketing or really bad performance ads that just don't even get a click. So in a way, there's that. So we're sticking with the metaphor.
Yep, 100%. Couldn't agree more.
Let's keep going. Okay. Then you have the little thingies that it bounces off of once you flick it and it's making sounds and it's doing bells. And each of those touch points can be metaphors for different social channels, from TikTok to Facebook to Instagram, and also offline, like word of mouth or your friend, or other random ways, or that you come across something. And then, of course, there's planned actual marketing messages in there as well. That you will receive and you will respond to, and you will maybe click. And to your point, retention, every time you click the paddle, staying in the purchase ecosystem, staying in the brand, that's what true retention is. Staying as the ball for as long as possible, moving around, consuming different forms of content.
Exactly.
What I think you don't like is you come out of the funnel at the purchase point and then you're no longer actually retained by the brand. You're actually metaphorically out of the ecosystem.
I have no interest in selling anybody something once. And that's why the idea of retention at that bottom of the funnel really offends me. Actually, you said something recently on LinkedIn that I think is really relevant to this about, was it Bath and Body Works? And how before you just get to selling somebody something, you have to make sure they're having an authentic brand experience and that you're telling an authentic story.